Do you and I have any idea of the number of women who feel worthless or worse? Why do they feel that way? Because someone or many people have told them that they are. Consider that only in societies that worship the true and living God, only in those societies do women ever gain respect, honor, and get treated with dignity. Why? What motivates God-fearing people to treat women in a good way? It is as simple as these two scriptures that are here behind me. Proverbs chapter 8, Genesis chapter 2. Taking those in reverse order, here's what we read in Genesis 2, 20 to 24. So Adam gave names to all the cattle, to the birds of the air, to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helper comparable to him. And the Lord caused a deep sleep to fall on Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs, closed up the flesh in its place. Then the rib which the Lord had taken from man, he made into a woman, and he brought her to the man. And Adam said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore a man shall leave his father and mother, and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh." Now, if you ever think that you have a busy day or that you've had a busy day, consider Adam's first Friday. He was made. He named all the animals. He figured out that he was lonely. He had surgery, and he got married, all in one day. That said, here's the point that we all know. The last thing that God created was a woman, Eve. She was the crowning touch of all his creation. Got that? Okay. To all of the women out there, you need to know these two scriptures. The next one is from Proverbs chapter 8, and we are going to start in verse 22. The lady wisdom is the one speaking here. The Lord possessed me at the beginning of his way, before his works of old. I have been established from everlasting, from the beginning, before there was ever an earth. When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no fountains abounding with water. Before the mountains were settled, before the hills, I was brought forth. While as yet he had not made the earth or the fields or the primal dust of the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he drew a circle on the face of the deep. When he established the clouds above. When he strengthened the fountains of the deep. When he assigned to the sea its limit, so that the waters would not transgress his command. When he marked out the foundations of the earth, then I was beside him as a master craftsman, and I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him, rejoicing in his inhabited world, and my delight was with the sons of men. I urge you, whoever sees this, to read those verses a lot. If you read a proverb a day, remember there are 31 of them, one for each day of the month, no matter how long the month is, you'll read Proverbs 8 every month. And what does it say? The very first thing that God made, before he made anything else, was the lady wisdom. Only, repeat, only when people live in fear of the true and living God do we get this and apply it. The first thing God made was a lady, and the last thing he made was a lady. You now have the scriptures to refer to on that. And if God so favors women, we had better do the same, yes? And knowing how God feels about women, people who dishonor and mistreat women had also better live in fear of God's wrath. And that, my friends, is not my opinion. That is from the Bible, Bible, Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth.